Hey guys, Mike here. So today, I'm here to talk to you about 2016's Moana, starring Auli'i as Moana and Dwayne Johnson as Maui. In Moana, in ancient Polynesia, a terrible curse befalls their land, and Moana must set out to find the demigod Maui to set things right. And so we have Moana. So guys, today's review was requested by no one. This is one I just wanted to watch because, I don't know, I just wanted to watch it. I didn't see it in its original release, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to watch it now. But so, what did I think of Moana? Going into it, I'd heard really good things about it. I'd heard that Dwayne Johnson was really entertaining. It had really good animation. The songs were good. So, I was quite optimistic going into it. And I would say that, my expectations were met for this film. I found that I actually really enjoyed this film. The animation was absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, if you don't like the characters or the music or the story itself, you cannot deny that this is not a gorgeous movie. It feels like a world you can really step into and experience for yourself. It's bright, it's colourful, it invokes so many emotions. It feels like a real lived-in, breathing world. Basically, film looks good. And then for the actual characters, Moana to start off with, I just really liked this character. She fits in brilliantly with all the other Disney princesses. She's compassionate, she's charming, she's witty, she's a bit clumsy, she's a bit of a goofball, she's likeable, she's funny, and as well, she's a very selfless character as well. Because towards the start of the film, when she's a much younger girl, all she really wanted was to sail out into the ocean and just see what was out there. And as she started to get older, she still wanted to do that. But then when her father explains to her that, she needs to be there for her people, because she understands that her people come first. So she was willing to give up her dreams of seeing the ocean to actually be there for her people. It's only really when she had to go out there to save her people does she actually seek out her dream, which I thought was just brilliant. She just wasn't really a selfish character. She just did everything that she does in this movie for her home. But at the same time, she did get to live her dream of seeing the ocean as well. So, you know what? Best of both worlds. And then, of course, Dwayne Johnson, the charisma machine that he is. Now, hearing Dwayne Johnson was in a musical, I remember thinking back then that, maybe he's not the best choice because he didn't strike me as someone who would be able to sing. I don't know what it was about him. Because even though I like the guy, I wouldn't say that he's an amazing actor. But he is a very likable guy, and you can always tell that he does give it his all to the projects that he's in. But I don't know, I thought that singing might be a little bit of a stretch for him. But honestly, I found that he was actually really good in this. Again, he may not have been the best technical singer. There were some notes that even I, with pretty much no knowledge of music, could tell that he didn't quite reach. But honestly, because of his character's charm and charisma, and pretty much the way the song was structured, I found that it was just a really entertaining and well put together song, and he performed it brilliantly. But I would say that it was in this song where you could tell it was Dwayne Johnson playing him. Because I don't know what it was, despite the fact of not thinking that he could sing, whenever he's singing the song, all I can really see is him. But honestly, really, this character is just perfect for Dwayne Johnson. It's pretty much Dwayne Johnson as a demigod, rather than just him in his real life seeing himself as a demigod. Plus, Maui and Moana just play really well off each other. I mean, you know exactly where their characters are going. At first, he doesn't want to take the journey, but then she convinces him because she tells him that he can get something out of it. He starts to believe in the journey, then basically everything backfires and he goes to leave, but then he comes back at the last minute to save her. It's not exactly the most original of character arcs for either one of the characters, but nevertheless, it was entertaining and it was believable as well, and I did like the two of them together. Really, there aren't that many characters actually in this film. I think literally on IMDb, the cast, it goes up to about 12, 14 people, and just under half of those are just extras. So the story does manage to focus on the main characters, because it's really about them. Because really, you don't see any perspective of the islanders when Moana's away. There is this dream sequence, but honestly, I wouldn't say that technically counts as seeing them without her, because it's all really from her point of view. And then last character you see for pretty much all of the film is Hey the chicken. And honestly, there's not much to say about this character. It's a chicken who's stupid and makes funny noises. That's really all that's to the character. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing because it is what the character's there for. It's for the younger kids in the audience, the ones who may not be able to follow the story or really get much else out of this film. This is for them just to be kind of like, haha, funny chicken. And honestly, the more mature audience could probably get something out of that as well. It's kind of like Olaf from Frozen, but I would say that he definitely has a lot more of a character to him. He's got more to say, he goes through actual growth, and it's got more than just being a snowman wanting to see the summer. There was actual heart to the character as well. Whereas with Hey the chicken, it's a chicken. That's all it really is. So Not necessarily bad, just doesn't really go beyond anything that it is. And then of course you got the music for Moana, which again, I really liked the music from this film. But honestly, I wouldn't say that I have a particularly favourite song from this film. Normally in musicals, I can usually pick out one or two songs that I like more than the others. But I would say for this film, they were all kind of on par for me. There wasn't any songs that I loved more than others, there wasn't any ones I hated any more than the others. Because honestly, the songs in this movie are so diverse, but at the same time, they do keep with the actual theme of the story, that it's kind of hard to pick a favourite. I can understand why someone would like one song more than the other, but for me, honestly, I just liked them all equally. Maybe if I listen to the soundtrack again, I might be able to pick out a favourite, but as it stands right now, I just like the songs equally. But honestly as well, I would say, unlike Frozen, there wasn't any scene in this movie that took me by surprise. There wasn't anything that I didn't see coming. Because with the ending of the first Frozen movie, I thought it was phenomenal. It really stood out to me because, honestly, I couldn't have predicted the specific way in which the film ended. Sure, I could have predicted the actual acts of the story and how they get from point A to B, but the actual specificness of the ending I thought was brilliant. Whereas in Moana, even though I still really liked it, it was pretty predictable. And that, I would say, is probably the biggest fault with the movie. It is kind of predictable, which isn't necessarily a problem because I wouldn't say this film is trying to be insanely nuanced. It isn't trying to hide a secret message. It is very much what it is. It's trying to tell its story and it does it very clearly. It doesn't break any new grounds of narrative storytelling. It's just an enjoyable family film which has a positive message, and it's digestible and it's enjoyable, and that's all you can really ask for. I can understand why this may not be enough for a lot of people, but for me, I enjoyed this film a lot. Overall, guys, I liked Moana a lot. I would say a little bit more than I expected to. I feel that if I watched this movie when it first came out like 4 years ago, I might not have liked it, because I feel like I probably would have wanted to go against the fad and be like, oh, everyone likes this movie, so I'm gonna try and find like faults in it. It's kind of, again, like Frozen. I feel the reason I didn't watch it when it first came out is because everyone was talking about it. Everyone was saying, Frozen this, Frozen that, let it go. And I'm just there like, I don't really care. Everyone likes this, so I don't like it. But I feel that watching both Frozen and Moana now, with a bit more perspective and with less people talking about it, I can really just appreciate it for what it is. This is a wonderful film which has a lot of things that a lot of people can enjoy. But do I think you guys should watch this one? You know what? I would recommend it. I can understand if people don't like current Disney movies or don't like musicals. So if you're one of those people, I'd say, you know, steer clear of this film because I don't think you'll enjoy a whole lot about it. But honestly, if you want to give it a chance like I did, then I would recommend that you should watch it. I mean, even if you end up not liking the film, I would say still give it a chance anyway, because you may find you're quite surprised by it. Okay guys, that's my review of Moana. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think I should watch next? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!